Have you ever found yourself wondering if that special someone is really into you, or if you're just reading too much into things? It can be tough to navigate the murky waters of attraction, especially when you're not sure if your feelings are reciprocated. But fear not, because today we're going to explore the telltale signs that someone might not be interested in you romantically. And while it might not be the most fun topic to discuss, trust me when I say that this information is crucial for saving yourself from heartache and embarrassment down the line. If you're new here, please press that red button to subscribe to the channel and comment, "I've subscribed," so I can thank you. Before we unpack today's topic, feel like your dating life could use some expert advice? Book a free strategy call by clicking the link in the description or pinned comment. Now let's dive in. 1. She keeps conversations short. Picture this. You're chatting with your crush, trying to spark up a lively conversation about your favorite band or the latest binge-worthy Netflix series. But no matter how hard you try, their responses are always brief and to the point, with no real effort to keep the conversation going. If this sounds familiar, it might be a sign that they're just not that into you. When someone is truly interested in getting to know you, they'll usually make an effort to engage in deeper, more meaningful conversations. They'll ask follow-up questions, share their own experiences, and show genuine curiosity about your thoughts and opinions. On the other hand, if someone is constantly giving you one-word answers or seems eager to end the conversation as quickly as possible, it could be a red flag. They might be trying to hint that they're not interested without outright rejecting you, or they might simply not see you as a priority in their life. Of course, it's important to remember that some people are just naturally more reserved or introverted, and might not be as chatty as others. But if you've noticed a consistent pattern of brief, disengaged conversations, it's worth considering the possibility that they might not be feeling the same spark that you are. So, if you find yourself constantly struggling to keep the conversation alive, it might be time to reevaluate your approach and potentially start looking for someone who's more excited to connect with you on a deeper level. 2. She rarely initiates contact. In today's digital age, staying connected with the people we care about is easier than ever. But when it comes to romantic interests, there's a big difference between responding to messages and actively reaching out to initiate contact. Think about it. When you're really into someone, you probably find yourself looking for any excuse to talk to them. You might send them a funny meme you saw online, ask about their day, or even just shoot them a quick "thinking of you" text. But if the person you're interested in rarely, if ever, initiates contact with you, it could be a sign that they're just not as invested in the relationship as you are. They might view your interactions as more of a friendly exchange than a potential romantic connection, or they might simply not be prioritizing you in their life. Now, this isn't to say that you should always be the one to make the first move. Healthy relationships involve a balance of give and take, and it's important to allow the other person space to reach out on their own terms. But if you've been consistently putting in the effort to stay connected and they're still not reciprocating, it might be time to take a step back and reassess your expectations. Remember, you deserve someone who's just as excited to talk to you as you are to talk to them. 3. Her body language is closed off. They say that actions speak louder than words, and nowhere is this more true than in the world of body language. Even if someone is saying all the right things, their nonverbal cues can tell a very different story about how they really feel. When it comes to attraction, open and engaged body language is often a sign that someone is interested and comfortable in your presence. They might lean in when you're talking, maintain eye contact, or even find excuses to physically touch you in small, subtle ways. But if the person you're interested in consistently exhibits closed-off body language, it could be a red flag that they're not feeling the same level of connection. Crossed arms, averted eyes, and a physical distance that feels more like a barrier than an invitation are all potential signs that they're not fully comfortable or engaged in your interactions. Of course, it's important to remember that everyone expresses themselves differently, and some people might simply be more reserved or guarded in their body language. But if you've noticed a consistent pattern of closed-off nonverbal cues, it's worth considering the possibility that they might not be as interested as you'd hoped. So, the next time you're chatting with your crush, pay attention to their body language. If they seem distant, disengaged, or uncomfortable, it might be time to reassess your approach and potentially start looking for someone who's more open and receptive to your presence. 4. She uses busy schedule as an excuse. We all lead busy lives, and it's not uncommon for schedules to get in the way of spending time with the people we care about. But when someone consistently uses their busy schedule as an excuse to avoid hanging out or making plans, it might be a sign that they're not as invested in the relationship as you are. Think about it. If someone is truly interested in getting to know you better, they'll usually make an effort to carve out time in their schedule for you. They might suggest alternative dates or times that work better for them, or even just make a point of staying in touch via text or phone calls when they can't meet up in person. But if the person you're interested in is always claiming to be too busy to make plans, even when you've offered plenty of flexibility and understanding, it could be a red flag. They might be using their schedule as a convenient excuse to avoid spending time with you, or they might simply not see the relationship as a priority in their life. Now, this isn't to say that you should always expect someone to drop everything for you at a moment's notice. Everyone has responsibilities and commitments that need to be balanced with their personal lives. But if you've noticed a consistent pattern of cancellations, rain checks, and vague promises to hang out soon, it might be time to reevaluate your expectations and consider moving on to someone who's more willing and able to make time for you. Are you finding these tips helpful? Show your support with a like and share your thoughts below. And if you're looking to elevate your dating game, our free 60-minute strategy call could be just what you need. Learn to meet more women and date confidently. Book now using the link in the pinned comment. 5. She avoids being alone with you. When you're interested in someone romantically, spending one-on-one time together is often an important part of building intimacy and getting to know each other on a deeper level. But if the person you're interested in consistently avoids being alone with you, it could be a sign that they're not comfortable with the idea of a more intimate connection. Maybe they always suggest group hangouts or double dates instead of solo outings. Or maybe they seem to have a convenient excuse ready whenever you propose a one-on-one activity. Whatever the case may be, a consistent avoidance of alone time could indicate that they're not ready or willing to take the relationship to the next level. It's important to remember that some people simply prefer the energy and excitement of group settings and may not feel as comfortable in more intimate one-on-one situations. But if you've noticed a clear pattern of your crush avoiding alone time with you, even when you've made it clear that you're interested in getting to know them better, it might be a sign that they're not on the same page romantically. So, if you find yourself constantly vying for solo time with your crush and coming up short, it may be time to have an honest conversation about your feelings and expectations, and potentially start looking for someone who's more eager to build a deeper, more intimate connection with you. 6. She acts distant. When you're into someone, it's natural to want to feel a sense of closeness and connection with them. But if the person you're interested in consistently acts distant or detached, it could be a sign that they're not fully invested in the relationship. Maybe they take forever to respond to your messages, or seem distracted and disengaged when you're hanging out together. Maybe they avoid making eye contact or seem uncomfortable with physical touch, even in small, platonic ways. Whatever the case may be, a consistent sense of emotional and physical distance can be a red flag that they're not feeling the same level of connection that you are. Everyone expresses affection and intimacy differently, and some people may simply be more reserved or independent in their approach to relationships. But if you've noticed a clear pattern of your crush keeping you at arm's length, even when you've made an effort to build a closer bond, it might be time to reassess your expectations. This isn't to say that you should always expect someone to be all over you 24/7 or share every intimate detail of their life right off the bat. Healthy relationships involve a balance of closeness and independence, and it's important to allow the other person space to open up and connect on their own terms. But if you've been consistently putting in the effort to build intimacy and they're still keeping you at a distance, it may be a sign that they're not as invested in the relationship as you are. 7. She shows disinterest in your life. When we're interested in someone romantically, we usually can't help but be curious about their life, their passions, and the things that make them tick. We ask questions, we remember details, and we show genuine concern for their well-being and happiness. But if the person you're interested in consistently shows a lack of interest in your life, it could be a sign that they're not as invested in the relationship as you are. Maybe they never ask about your day or seem bored and disengaged when you share stories about your hobbies and interests. Maybe they forget important details about your life or seem dismissive of your feelings and concerns. Whatever the case may be, a consistent lack of curiosity and concern for your life can be a red flag that they're not fully invested in building a deeper, more meaningful connection with you. They may view your interactions as more of a casual acquaintance than a potential romantic partner, or they may simply not be prioritizing the relationship in their life. Now, this isn't to say that you should expect someone to be your personal cheerleader or therapist 24/7. Everyone has their own life and their own struggles to deal with, and it's important to allow space for both partners to focus on their own needs and goals. But if you've noticed a clear pattern of your crush showing little to no interest in your life, even when you've made an effort to share and connect, It may be time to reevaluate your expectations and consider moving on to someone who's more eager to be a part of your world. So now that you know how to spot those signs, what's next for you? Discover how to tell if you're on her mind, or learn the reverse psychology to make her chase you. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.